Once upon a time, there was a young man named Marcus who lived in a small village at the foot of a majestic mountain range. Marcus had always been fascinated by the mountains, and he spent much of his childhood exploring the nearby hills and forests, always dreaming of one day climbing the tallest peak in the range. As he grew older, Marcus became more determined than ever to make his dream a reality. He began to train rigorously, spending hours each day hiking and rock climbing, building his strength and endurance. He read books and watched videos about mountaineering, learning everything he could about the techniques and equipment required for such an endeavor. Despite his passion and dedication, Marcus faced many obstacles along the way. Some of his friends and family members didn't understand his obsession with climbing mountains and tried to discourage him, telling him that it was too dangerous or too difficult. Others were supportive but skeptical, telling him that he was wasting his time and that he would never be able to achieve his goal. But Marcus refused to be discouraged. He knew that climbing a mountain was a difficult and dangerous undertaking, but he was willing to take on the challenge. He had faith in his abilities and in his training, and he believed that with enough hard work and perseverance, he could overcome any obstacle. Finally, after years of preparation, Marcus felt ready to attempt his climb. He gathered his gear and set out on a warm summer morning, feeling excited and nervous at the same time. As he hiked up the steep trail, he looked up at the towering peak above him, feeling a mixture of awe and fear. The climb was grueling, and Marcus faced many challenges along the way. At times, the trail was so steep and treacherous that he had to use ropes and other climbing gear to make his way up. Other times, he had to navigate through narrow crevices or overhangs, using all of his strength and skill to stay balanced and avoid falling. Despite the difficulty of the climb, Marcus never gave up. He kept pushing forward, step by step, never losing sight of his goal. Even when he was tired or scared, he dug deep within himself and found the courage and determination to keep going. Finally, after many long hours of climbing, Marcus reached the summit. He stood at the top of the mountain, looking out over the breathtaking vista of valleys and peaks stretching out before him. For a moment, he felt an overwhelming sense of joy and accomplishment, knowing that he had achieved his lifelong dream. But his joy was short-lived. As he looked down at the steep drop below him, he realized that the descent would be even more difficult and dangerous than the ascent. He knew that he would have to be even more careful and focused on the way down, or he could easily lose his footing and fall. Once again, Marcus had to dig deep within himself to find the courage and determination to continue. He carefully made his way down the mountain, step by step, always keeping his focus and staying alert to the dangers around him. Finally, after many long hours of descent, Marcus reached the base of the mountain. He collapsed onto the ground, exhausted but elated. He had done it, he had climbed the tallest peak in the mountain range, and he had proven to himself and to the world that he could accomplish anything he set his mind to. As Marcus returned to his village, he was greeted as a hero. His friends and family members were amazed by his achievement, and they all wanted to hear his story. Marcus was happy to share his experiences and to inspire others to follow their dreams, no matter how difficult or impossible they might seem. From that day forward, Marcus continued to climb mountains and to push as she sat there staring at the stars. She knew that anything was possible if she believed in herself and worked hard towards her goals. She felt a renewed sense of determination and purpose, and she knew that she had the strength to overcome any obstacle that may come her way. The journey ahead would be difficult, but she was ready for it. With a smile on her face, she stood up, brushed off her clothes, and walked back towards her house, ready to take on the world.